Hi everyone, Gianni Di Poce here with you for TheoTRADE, and today is Tuesday, December 30th, 2025. About a day and a half left, actually even less at this point. A little bit more than a day left in the calendar year for trading. Markets will be open a full day tomorrow on Wednesday on New Year's Eve, but we will be closed on Thursday for the New Year's holiday. But take a look here at stocks. We are still hanging out near the highs. Again, I continue to give more weight to the March contract in the futures market because we just had that contract roll last week, but we're still hanging out near the all-time highs. I'm not ruling out the possibility or even the probability of a final pop higher to new all-time highs, especially going into January. However, I do think that if we get a blow-off type of rally, that would open the door for a notable correction in 2026. But then I think after that, it'd be one of the best dip buying opportunities that we've had since April earlier in this year. And then we'll continue to see new all-time highs. So first half of the year, 2026, I think could be a little choppy, but still providing a pretty strong pathway for new highs. Markets, still basically fighting for leadership today. You had the Nasdaq going back and forth between the S&P for outperforming on the day. The good news is that you are seeing semiconductors outperforming on the day. Whenever you see leadership from chips and tech, it's a really good sign that it is still a suitable time to be taking risks in the market. But a lot of the sectors that you look at are pretty flat on the day, whether it's industrials, financials, down a little bit. Basic materials were the top performing sector last week in the market. That's up a little bit today, but really just a very typical holiday trading environment right now. Not a lot going on. You can tell that there's a lot of people on vacation. Of course, the algorithms are still trading, but just not a lot of action taking place right now. And we need to respect that. We still are in the Santa Claus rally period, and that will continue until Monday. It does include the first two trading days of the new year, so that would be Friday and Monday based on the way the calendar is structured right now. So, yes, the Santa Claus rally period does have a bias to the upside. It's nothing really spectacular. However, the last 2 years have seen negative Santa Claus rally period performances. So we'll see if we get that for the third year in a row. I'm not exactly banking on it, but as I just look at the landscape of the Mag 7 and just the market in general, I do think that Tesla continues to be the best opportunity within the Mag 7 going into the first quarter. If we are going to see that blow off rally, then I'm open to, then I think Tesla is going to be a big reason behind that. It's looking pretty strong. You've had several consecutive down days in a row. Looks to be in the process of forming another higher low. I think this is a very bullish setup. The VIX remains largely subdued and a non-factor right now. So, yeah, I would like to see technology kind of have one more run here. If we are going to see a bit of volatility in the first quarter, I think that you need to start the rally really by sometime next week. If we're not lifting off to the upside by the end of next week, then I think we should be ready for a multi-month period of a slow grinding sideways market. And that's going to frustrate bulls and bears alike, but we know that the market loves to do whatever it takes to anger the largest number of traders. So obviously the biggest moves or the biggest headlines, the biggest talk of the trading town, gold and silver. Gold hit a new all-time high on Friday, did not hit a new all-time high yesterday. Silver did. You sold off hard yesterday. You're right back up higher. You're up around 10% right now. Honestly, I think this is very extended right now. My target for 2026 was 82. I came into 2025 with precious metals, being a precious metal bull. That was kind of like one of my themes for the year. And honestly, it went above and beyond my expectations. I don't even want to say that, oh, hey, this is what I thought was going to happen, because I thought silver was only going to rally to around $48, $50 per ounce. Now that we've blown past that, I do view this as being in a bubble. And bubbles can pop and they can recover. And I think that it would be actually really healthy to see precious metals do nothing for a few months, especially at the start of 2026, because that would open the door for more gains later in the year. So I wouldn't be chasing this, especially at this level. Gold miners, silver miners are underperforming by a pretty notable margin. And to me, that says that the move is pretty exhausted. So I don't think this is where the opportunity lies in this market right now. I think it rests in stocks at this current moment. Take a look at crypto, not much really happening there. Both Bitcoin and Ethereum remain range bound. This simply is not where the action is yet. I wouldn't rule out a final drop lower. If you do get that capitulation, I think that's going to be a big buying opportunity. I think 2026 is going to be a very strong year for crypto. And so I'll be diving more into that next week when kind of laying out my forecasts and themes for 2026. Take a look at crude oil here. Crude oil still chopping around. You might get a bit of a rally up to the $60 level, but I am looking for some more downside and a washout into the 35, 45 level range for crude oil in the first half of 2026. Bonds, I'm also looking for them to chop around into January again. There's not a lot going on across multiple asset classes right now. It doesn't matter if it's stocks or bonds or crypto. Really, the only thing that's been moving has been precious metals. So I am looking for an important low for bonds in January. I think that'll create the backdrop for a potential flight to safety uh, environment or a safe haven trade that's necessary if stocks experience some volatility in the first quarter. But I do think we will get interest rates lower, and you may have to pay for that, figuratively speaking, either through a correction in stocks or a big breakdown in crude oil prices or both. So that's kind of what I'm looking at, big picture right now. In terms of individual stocks, I've been looking at some names here and there. You had a big pop in TVTX last week, which is a name that we've been discussing in the live room. We're still long NVIDIA. We are up on that right now, ever so slightly. It's nothing really that crazy. But I even think that financials could be in for a good year next year. Take a look at JP Morgan. You're a couple days off the all-time highs. Names like Bank of America and Goldman Sachs have been showing some strength as well. And I also, keep an eye on some names like Robinhood, building out another beautiful base here. And I think, once this consolidation ends, there will be significantly more upside in Robinhood going into 2026. In fact, I wouldn't be surprised to see this stock hit $200 per share at some point next year. That doesn't mean it's going to happen in January and February, but I do think that setup is there for a big run into next year. So that's what I have for today, everyone. Thank you so much for watching and hope to see you in the TheoTRADE chat room. Wishing you all a very happy new year and all the best for 2026, both in trading and in your personal life, your health, and everything like that. So thanks again, everyone. See you next year. Take care.